And that's what we wanted to talk about today. We want
Yes.
to talk about how you can make money and still craft all of the things that you love without the pressure. And so we're just going to dive into that today. We are going to be chatting with you guys back and forth. I want y'all to talk to us, ask us as many questions as you want.
Please.
If you've got any questions, we would love to answer those. But yeah, that's what we're going to be covering today. So, okay, let's go ahead and pop onto the share screen. So we're going to be talking about making money while you craft. Okay, we want to make money while we're doing the things we love. Fill in craft with vacationing, sleeping, making sourdough bread. I don't know. Literally whatever. Y'all, since we have started working on our big program thing that we're gonna
Program
be
thing, whatever you want to
since we've
call
started
it.
you guys know we've been talking about, we can go back to camera one, sorry, I'm chit-chatting. I have been selling my own digital files, for example. I've been selling a bunch of stuff. But I get notifications on my phone literally while I'm sleeping. I'll like wake up and I'll have a notification on my phone. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. and it's like, Etsy seller app, you have a notification, you've made a sale. And so that's what, it's just something I sold on Etsy lots of times, selling physical products, but selling digitally has just opened up a whole new world for me. And we talked about this in the members only masterclass last week. I got a payout from Etsy and it literally paid for a week's worth of daycare for one of my daughters. And I'm like, that's huge. That's life-changing for some people.
And you did it. It's kind of like set it and forget it.
Yeah, it's like something, I mean, I have 5 files in my digital file shop and only 3 of them have even made sales. So I'm technically making an income off of 3 files that I designed. So let's go back to share screen. I just wanted to kind of share that. I think that a lot of us, whenever we are making crafts for so many years, I know lots of us have crafted since we were old enough to hold a crayon and scissors in our hand. I know I have personally, but I think there's times where we go through crafting and we start to feel stagnant and we start to feel uninspired. And that's why this weekend, Tanner is going to help you all make the shift that you've been wanting to see. If you have been like on the fence about selling your crafts, if you've been making crafts but they're not selling anymore and you're just like uninspired, we're going to talk about how you can make that first sale, make your next sale, or pivot that craft journey from breaking even to creating a profit. And I think a lot of times we're like, oh, I just sell my stuff just to pay for my supplies, which Lauren kind of touched on at the beginning of the show. And I think that it's just important to know that you don't have to just break even. Like, you can be making money in the meantime. And so,
and not even spending a lot of extra time.
Yeah.
I mean, you are going to have to spend time on this. Let's talk.
Right.
We know that.
Like, you're going to have, what I always say is, time is money, obviously. If you want to make money, you've got to put in the time, but I think it's more so putting it in initially, putting in that time initially up front, and just in like, no, it's more of like an investment. So you're investing some time to make a profit down the road. And so initially, whenever you're getting things set up, obviously it's going to take a little bit more time than it would if you just sat down and made something and sold it.
Right.
Versus what we're talking about here. So you're always going to have to invest a little bit of time. You're going to have, that's just a part of it. So anyways, let's go to the next slide. This is what I was just talking about. What would it look like for you to make an extra $200 plus every month? What's that going to look like for you? Is that going to pay your grocery bill? Is it going to pay your electric bill? Is it going to pay for your daycare? I mean, I want you guys in the comments, if you had $200, just $200, what would that pay for you guys this month?
Yeah.
Because I think $200 may not sound like a lot to some of you. It may sound like a lot to some of us. And if you really think about it, $200, it just seems like like one bill is $200, you know, but that's one bill less that you have to figure out how you're going to pay. And it's just coming in, like, you're not doing anything to get to that amount of money. Therapist appointment, that's a good one.
Hot girls go to therapy.
Hot girls go to therapy. we're gonna get fired for saying that. Daycare, coffee money always is
always
good.
Medicine,
Meds, of course, credit card payment, gas, the cost of supplies. So a lot of you all just want to pay for the cost of your supplies, and like, touche, you know what I mean? Groceries, help your daughter. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's life changing. It truly is. And even my husband's been like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, you're not doing anything. Like, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about a couple other things. We'll go back up to the share screen. So, you know, around here, a lot of times we are talking about craft fairs and creating physical products. And like, we love that. I am a maker through and through. I love to make things. I love to sell them. But passive income, when I say passive income, I mean selling things online digitally that you are just creating and then it's selling over and over and over again by itself. That is going to make you more money than taking the time to set up a craft fair, search out a craft fair. If you are looking for a craft fair you want to go to, you're depending on the other people to market it for you. Yeah. Like we have one around here and she does really good. She's like, no, Knox Market.
Oh yeah.
She does so good at marketing. And so people trust her brand. But if you didn't know that and you were like just getting into setting up at craft fairs, you've got to vet all of these people that host craft fairs. Like, are they going to market your stuff for you? Are they going to have a good turnout? Like, you don't know. You've got to make sure the location is good. You've got to make sure people you know are going to show up and shop at your booth. Like, you're going to create all this inventory and just cross your fingers that you're going to make a sale, and like, you don't know. Right. You don't know. You don't know how much inventory to bring. If you've done a few, like maybe you have an idea, but a different location that you're not used to, like there's just so many variations that go into selling physical products at a craft fair. And selling digitally, you don't have to lean on other people as much. You're going to be leaning more on whatever marketplace that you choose to sell your items, like Etsy or Amazon or things like that.
And honestly, I feel like you are a great example of this because you have been doing both here recently. You were selling digitally.
Yes.
But also you had craft fairs that you went to.
Yes. And y'all.
And it was, you sold more, correct me if I'm wrong, you still sold more digitally than you did at a craft fair where you were physically there talking to people.
Yes, I made exponentially more. Karen says the problem with craft fairs is you make things that seem to be trending, but nobody in the local area wants those items. That's a good point, Karen.
That's a really, really good point because depending on what area you're in, certain people will purchase certain things.
Right.
In our area, I feel like the majority of people are still leaning toward those bleached out sublimation shirts.
Yes.
Although that's not trending necessarily as a whole. Yeah. I feel like that is still what people in our area, but it may not be what people in your area purchase.
Exactly.
And it's hard to gauge that. So like when you are creating trendy items that more of the masses are gonna buy,
that's the sweet spot.
When you're online, you open yourself up to millions of buyers.
And you find your people.
You find your people.
You know. So what we're really going to be talking about today is making money online is the best way to make a profit with your crafts in 2024. Is it the only way? No. I have sold tons and tons of
thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
And I think
across the board with all crafting.
I've had a car trash bag business. I've had a sign business. I've had a sweatshirt business. Like, there's just so many things. And while I love making stuff, and I will always love it, and I will continue to make things, I know for my family right now and the stage of life that I'm in, making things digitally has been such a game changer for me because I can create things when I'm feeling inspired, post them, and then the marketplace does the work for me. Okay, so you are putting in, like I said earlier, you're putting in a little bit of that work up front, and then Etsy, Amazon, Shopify, etc., they're doing all of the work for you. They're bringing in your traffic. They're not posting your stuff on social media, but people are coming to them because they're looking for your items. They're looking for your
specific design,
spooky Halloween, I don't know, whatever your niche is, they're looking for that on marketplaces like Etsy and things. So That's why, that's the beauty in it, honestly. So we'll go back to share screen. Now there are, this is kind of what I have narrowed it down to when it comes to creating digital products or digital files. Honestly, if you sat down and committed 30 full minutes to a full hour a day to design and create, even just brainstorming, if you did like 30 minutes of brainstorming on Mondays. What were we saying earlier? We were saying,
I was saying what I think is the best process, and it's one of those things you can, if you block out time, let's say you're busy. This doesn't mean you have to do 30 minutes to an hour every single day, but if you block out, if you want to do it in 4-hour increments, or you want to do it in longer increments,
like on one day, like if you have one evening, you want to do like a 4-hour evening or something.
But what I would do is block out my time. I would block out 30 to 45 minutes to design everything that I want to design. So I'm in my design brain, I'm creating everything, I'm designing.
Right.
Then I would block out my next 30 to 45 minutes creating all of my listing images, all of that stuff. Then I would switch my brain again and go into a little bit more of an analytical brain. As a creative, it's a little harder to go into your analytical brain, but like creating your sales copy and your tags and your titles and all of that, and then finally spend the last 30 minutes or an hour listing everything. So you list multiple items at a time, and you're not spending one day going through the process of creating listing images, tags, titles, list it. One product. You're like, you can set it up where you do all of the heavy lifting throughout the week, and you have a drop on Friday where you release it all.
Yeah, and everyone will have a different plan. Like everybody, that may be your setup, or maybe you have a different setup that works better for you, and that's totally fine. We like want to help you find what's going to work for you, and that's why if you all are at this class on Sunday, it's going to be so helpful. It's free to be there, but I think that you all are going to want to hear what Tanner has to say, because he's just so good at like helping you shift your mindset about things and like your abilities. I think a lot of times we doubt ourselves. I see you all in the comments, you're like, but I'm not good enough, but I can't do it. Like, I don't have the time for this. Like, you do though. If you want to, you will. What do they say? If they wanted to, they would. If you want to, you will. If you want to make extra income for your family, then you will figure out a way to do it.
Cassie says, as someone with ADHD, switching brains is the hardest. Girl, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. I don't even know that I have it, but I don't, even if I have a normal brain, it's hard for me to switch them.
Yeah,
like when I get in that mindset, I'm just like, all I want to do is design, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done designing. I gotta go do this now.
Yeah,
and I love blocking things out.
Me
and then
too.
Donna also says, fairly certain Donna, first of all.
Oh, I saw Donna's comment.
Donna, you have a talent.
Yeah, Donna.
But I will say, practice makes perfect.
And I'll also say that we are not, if you don't feel like you don't trust your design self right now, one, I'm going to give you guys some options. If you feel like you can't design the way that maybe we design. For example, we have design courses. We've got videos for free on the channel that you can use. We have master classes in the membership if you're already a member. Take some time, set some time aside to practice. But also, if you're an MGL member, you've got a library.
You have pre-made, a lot of things pre-made.
Yeah.
Listen, Iris, and I've already seen people saying, I don't have the talent. You do. I know you do. I know you have the talent.
You have some creative ability if you're here.
You're here. You're a creative. You have talent. It is just, I will say this, it does take practice. Learning how to design, because you think, oh, well, this will look good, and then you put it on there and you're like, this looks like crap. I was literally just talking to Alicia earlier. I was trying to design something and I was like, something about this ain't right. Something's not working. And sometimes when I feel like that, what you all see on here when we design very quickly, y'all, it has taken us time, but we also get in our funks.
Yes.
Sometimes I just have to walk away from it. If I spend more than 30 plus minutes on a design, do you want to know what I'm doing? I'm walking away and I'm going to come back to it later. 30 plus minutes.
Sleep on it. I'm a sleep on it type of gal.
Amen.
I'll be like, I'll come back to it tomorrow and see how I feel. And that all plays into our mindset. And I think if we go back to share screen, I think as creatives, switching on your creative mindset versus your logistical mindset can be really hard and honestly not very fun. And that's what Lauren was talking about, delegating different tasks to different days. So you're kind of more in your creative mindset on the days that you want to be, and then the days that you don't necessarily feel like you need to flex your creative muscle, you can be working on other things like listing your products and things like that.
Looking at SEO, making sure all your analytics on the back end, PNGs, SVGs, shirts, Halloween, anything. I saw some more tumblers up at the top, home decor, different things like that. Okay, so those are, let's go to share screen. Those are things that obviously you could make yourself, but I want to ask the question, the things that you are shopping for yourself, are you selling those items? If yes, drop a comment. If you said no, this is the perfect sign that you need to make a shift in what you're selling. If you are not selling the things that you would buy, then you need to change what you're selling. If you're selling, I'm trying to think of like painted canvases. Like, are you guys shopping for painted canvases? Are you selling tumblers and you're shopping for tumblers? Then you're doing good. You're doing good. You're on the right path. But if you're selling things that you wouldn't necessarily buy, what makes you think that somebody else is going to want to buy it? I mean, and that's just what it is. I think that a lot of times we get hung up on, I love making this. I love making busted canvases. I love making cardstock purses. Like whatever it is, you can make 1,000, make as many as you want, gift them to your friends, but that doesn't need to be what you're selling. You need to be selling things that people are buying. And right now, that's t-shirts, that's tumblers, that's mugs, that's tapestries. I mean, the phone cases, license plates. I mean, the opportunities are endless, okay? Starting an Etsy shop. Listen, if you need help opening an Etsy shop or just getting on Etsy, I just want to encourage you guys, if you're wanting to start an Etsy shop, go to Etsy.com, hit sign up and create your account. Just go follow the steps. That's the beauty of Etsy. It will take you step by step. It's so streamlined now because so many people sell on Etsy. They have broken it down for you into the most easiest steps. If it's been a while since you've been on there, get back on, check it out. But speaking of Etsy, I want to talk about where you're selling your items. So we've talked about what you're selling. Let's address where you're selling your items. Now, I'm gonna say this with like love in my heart, all the love in my heart, honestly, because I do this. I text my mom firstly and tell her I'm selling stuff. If I'm selling anything, the first person I'm texting is my mom or my sisters, and I'm like, hey, I'm selling this, you guys want to buy some? Like, I'm about to do a pre-order, y'all want to buy some? Or I'm selling to like other family members, I'm selling to church group, I'm selling to my friends. Like, but the problem with that, can I interject?
Yeah, you're probably just gonna say what I was about to say, so say it.
The problem with that I have found is I'm like, yeah, and don't get me wrong, my sisters and my family are my biggest cheerleaders, but at the same time, they're like, am I gonna pay the full amount?
Oh yeah.
You want me to pay the full amount?
Do I get the family discount? Y'all got that one before?
Can you just make it for me?
Yes.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine?
Yeah, except.
And I'm like,
I'll scratch your back, and when are you going to scratch my back?
When are you going to scratch my back?
That's hilarious.
So that is the problem. That's the issue that I have ran into. I do think that they are a great sounding board, and they are a great place to get your feet wet, and like when they see what you're making and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that, they're going to be more willing to like pay you full price.
Right.
But I have, and this is me personally. It's especially, and I love them to death. But my sisters are like, "Hey, can you make this for me? Hey, can you make this for me? Hey, can you make this for me?" I'm like, Yeah, but like, it's gonna sound okay, cool.
Cool, you know? Yes. And I think that's such a good point. And like, not only that, but just even someone made the comment earlier, like people where I'm from, like they don't really necessarily appreciate the things that I want to sell and things like that. And that's why selling your items online is so beneficial, because when you're selling on places like Etsy, I like to think of it like you are a kiosk in a mall. So you've got this big mall, everybody knows the mall is there, okay? There's one mall in this tiny town, everybody knows the mall's there, okay? They're going to the mall, they're all coming to the mall, they want to see what the mall has. You're there. You're located in the mall where all the people are coming, and they're going to come and see your stuff, and the mall is bringing in traffic, not your little kiosk. Your little kiosk isn't bringing in the traffic, the mall is. They're the ones who are bringing all that traffic in. So Etsy, Amazon, they have your customer base. Everybody that you need to sell to is already looking for your items in that marketplace. You just need to show up with your stuff ready to sell, with high quality listings, all the things, and be ready to make sales. So that's why we say where you sell matters. You can sell stuff locally. Like I've always sold my crafts locally. I hate shipping. I hate going to the post office. I loathe the post office. I don't know why. I just like don't ever understand what's going on. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I know some of y'all can relate to that, but that's why I just think that selling digitally is so much easier. You don't got to deal with any type of that logistical stuff. So where you sell matters. Do not forget that. There are many different places that you all can sell. Etsy's the biggest one. You can sell handmade items on eBay, Amazon, Shopify. I think that Etsy really is one of the better ones just because it is made for handmade items, which is what you're creating these digital pieces, these digital files, and I think that Etsy is really the place where people go to look for stuff like that. Shopify is good if you have a following of some sort already, because it's just basically like a freestanding website. Like if you have an established business and you're wanting to sell merch, but you want to sell like your own shirts or something, you can create your own Shopify shop and sell shirts that way. And then there's also eBay and Amazon, but they take a little bit more workage, takes a little bit more time to figure those out. Yeah. So did you guys know this? There are data-backed resources to find out what is trending on the marketplaces like these to find your target audiences. So this is not you just walking through the Hobby Lobby being like, oh, I guess sunflowers are trending. Oh, I guess farmhouse is still trending. Oh, that's not what this is. Whenever you're selling digital products, you have to know what is trending everywhere, okay? Not in little old East Tennessee, not in Chicago, not in Manhattan, wherever you're at, not in Switzerland. I mean, wherever you are, there are resources out there that scout on Etsy. They're made specifically for searching items on Etsy. You type in your keywords, things that you would search for. So let's say that you're wanting to see how popular cow print tumblers are. That's like so random, but you would go onto this website, you're going to type in cow print tumblers. It's going to give you how many sales it has, what the price of the item typically sells at, how many they sold that week, when the first listing was made, things like that. It's going to give you the image so you can see examples of what the item actually looks like, as well as other ones that are similar to it that have similar tags. And we want to teach you all how to do that. And so you all have to be at the, I feel like after every slide, you need to know, if you're wanting to sell online, you need to know how to see what's selling. And you can sell things that you love. If you just are passionate about skeletons, there's a skeleton pillow on the floor in front of me. If you're passionate about skulls and skeletons, you can research. Yeah, you can research all those creepy things and see which creepy things are selling the best. And that's what your whole shop can be based around. So are you not making Etsy sales even though you have listings? I've personally seen people in the comments this week saying, I have 13 listings, I haven't made any sales. Why? We want to help you figure out your why. What's happening in your Etsy? We want to be there to help you figure that out. Have you never used Etsy before in your life? Are you brand new and you're like, I literally don't know? We had a friend here with us today say, I don't know how to use Etsy. I don't even know where to start. We can help you with that. Do you only want to make 1 or 2 items when you're creating? I know for me, this is something that I really love about doing print on demand and digital files. I think that I don't like to make 50 of the same thing. Like, Lauren, you've been doing that. You've been doing it all week, all last week. Lauren's been making 300 of everything. Yeah. And like, you're over it.
Honestly, if it goes, that's the thing with bulk orders. If it goes smooth, it's great. If it goes wrong, you want to shoot yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
The bags that I made, I wanted to actually shoot myself in the foot. Also, I'm going to say this with my
Lauren's been waiting to say this all week.
I've been waiting all week to say this. Cricut Smart Vinyl can go to the trash.
Yeah.
Actually, it can go to another place that's really hot, but I won't say it on the live stream.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cricut Smart Vinyl did Lauren dirty this week.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. I just used it because it was there and I didn't want to go buy any more.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is bulk orders can be your best friend or your worst enemy.
I agree. And I think sometimes it's just like after so many, it's not as enjoyable.
It isn't.
You're just like, I'm sick of looking at the same design.
I gotta wrap 100 more cups and press 100 more cups.
Yes, and you're just over it.
Yeah.
That's why I think.
For sure.
And I think when you make 1 or 2 items, you're usually making something that you're just super inspired to make and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And then if you're making a digital file and you just spend like hours on this one digital file and then you post it and it sells like 27 in a week, you're like, yes, like, and it feels so good because you're like, I just put in a couple hours and I did it once and it just keeps selling. It's like addicting almost.
Yeah.
But there are some other things that you need to consider. So if you are like, oh my gosh, well, I don't have a social media following, so I couldn't sell digitally. Nope. This is what we talked about with Etsy. Whenever
y'all don't know what our shop names are.
Yeah, y'all don't know. We don't tell you guys on purpose.
We specifically don't tell you.
Yeah. And then the last question that I wanted to ask you guys was, do you like to make money while you sleep? I do.
I mean,
yeah. If you said no, you're lying. If you said no, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Do you like to make money while you're on vacation? Do you like to make money when you're taking the kids to the park? I don't know. Doing anything, literally anything. Who doesn't want to make passive income? And that's why I truly love it. Like, I have been set on fire to do this because I have been selling my crafts for so long and I'm just like, man, it's tough out here.
It's tough out here in these streets.
It's tough out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So anyways,
So today what we're doing is we are actually going to be utilizing some of the AI features that Canva has in its program, which I think are amazing. I love the integration of certain AI features. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be working in the apps section, and we are going to be working with an app called Magic Morph, where you can turn anything into like a gold effect, which is really, really fun. Super excited for that. Super excited to show you guys how you can do that, and then of course how you can download it and then make stickers out of it.
Yeah, so good.
Without having to have like special gold foil sticker paper.
Yes.
How are you guys doing today? I'm super excited to show you how we are going to create these gold foil effect stickers. Let's go ahead and go overhead and take a look at these. So you all can see that these look like gold foil stickers, but what we have done is we have just gone into Canva and used Magic Morph to turn a regular image into a gold foil image. So you can get the gold foil effect and not even have to do any of the extra work that you have to when it comes to gold foil stickers. So I'm super, super excited about this. One thing, like I said earlier, this is a pro feature. This Magic Morph app is a pro feature. So make sure, like we said, if you are on the fence, if you don't have pro yet, just take in all of the information that we are giving you today, and then you can come back and rewatch once the Digital Design for Creatives course is launched. You can come back and rewatch, turn on your 30-day trial membership, and then you can play around with it. This is actually a very, very easy process.
Yes.
I think you all are going to be very impressed at how easy this is. And not only that, but you can put prompts into this AI app that gives you more than just gold foil. So maybe gold foil is not your thing and you want to try something else. Magic Morph will do so many other things. So we even had somebody just say, can it be used for other metallics? Listen, we'll try it out. We're gonna play around with it and I'm gonna show you exactly what it does. So let's go ahead and let's go to our share screen so that we can get started.
Such a great one. This is great for stickers. We've done a lot of stickers this week. My class had stickers. This is another really fun sticker one. You'll definitely want to play out with. Claudia asked, would this technique work for the gold foil invitation envelope seals, like as a faux envelope seal?
I mean, it could be as a faux, it could work as a faux envelope seal. I will say this, we have this on, I think that this effect would look really, really good on shiny sticker paper versus matte. We have it on matte right now, but it still looks pretty good. But I think that you could utilize this with shiny sticker paper and really make it look very gold foil. You just are gonna have to play around with it and you'll see what I mean here in just a second. So let's go back to our share screen and hear from our homepage, which I had to sign into my personal Canva, and then I went ahead and upgraded to the 30 days of the free pro account for today, because our Canva, and I'm going to log out of mine and I'll show you what the new interface looks like closer to the end. We found the portal and we have already upgraded ours. But anyway, to get started today, you first are going to come up here to the top right-hand corner and you're going to select Create a Design. Now, I know that we've said all week and everybody has asked, well, what design do I create? I don't know, what do I do? Generally, my personal rule of thumb is if I plan on creating it, especially if I plan on creating stickers, my rule of thumb is I'm going to create this document the same size as my sticker paper. So our sticker paper is 8.5 by 11. So you can actually just come down here where it says flyer. That's the same thing, 8.5 by 11. You can come down to custom size. You don't have to. We're just gonna pre-select flyer because it tells me right here that this is a portrait 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I'm selecting that. That is going to open up a new window with my new document in it, okay?
Love it.
So here is what you have to start working with. Now, before we go over to the app Magic Morph, you do have to have elements on your page, because it's not one of those apps where you type what you need in or you upload it into the app. You actually have to have the elements on your page. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab a couple elements, we're gonna put it on our page, we'll type some things out, and then we're gonna go over to the app. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here to the right-hand side to the elements. We'll just choose some cool looking elements here. I'll grab this sun as an element. And these are just for some stickers. We'll type out some text here. You're so golden. And every time I say that, I sing that song. You're so golden.
Lauren was singing it all morning.
I know. Well, I looked at this sticker and whatever.
So awesome.
After you type that, we're just gonna come over here and I'm going to grab a font that I think would be like really pretty in this gold foil. Not feeling that one. Let's just keep on. One thing that I have absolutely started, like I've been utilizing so much, if I know that I'm not using one of the fonts that I have uploaded, then I love going to either like handwriting fonts or searching up here at the top. Like I know I want a serif font, I can come look for serif, or I know that I want a vintage looking font. I can just come here and find vintage. So I have been doing that so much here recently, and I love that tool there for us. I'm going to go back to handwriting because I think I want, and then I'm going to go to effect. Nope, I'm going to go to line spacing, and I'm going to bring these lines closer together like this. I'm still not, well, it's fine. You're not sold? I'm not sold, but we're leaving it. Okay. It's not a big deal. It's not.
Now, I want to have a conversation about what type of images this works well for, what images you would probably stay away from.
Well, let's just go ahead and we'll put a couple different styles on our page and we'll play around with it. So let's go back to our elements. Let's type in, let's find like an illustration, like a fine line illustration. We'll do that. We have the sun that is a little bit thicker. So let's type in, what do we want to do? What kind of illustration?
Ooh,
give us some floral illustration. Floral.
You could do some cowboy boots. You could do all sorts of stuff.
Illustration. See all. So like maybe something like this. We'll try that out. That looks.
Could be cool.
It could be, but it also, do y'all see what I'm seeing? Like, I don't know, the lines look.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that one.
Okay.
But I love how Magic Recommendation gives me styles that are similar to that. So like, this one is more what I think would look good. Like those lines look crisp and sharp. So we'll do that. And then, M Knapp says feathers. Let's try that out.
Ooh, so fun.
Let's just do feather. That could be cute.
Yeah.
We'll just start out with the basic one. So yeah, we have a couple here. You can see we have a text, we have images, we have a couple things going on here. So let's just go ahead and let's start the process. So we're gonna zoom back out. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna come over here to your left side panel and you're gonna come down here to this that says apps. So you're going to select that and then from there you are going to search Magic Morph. And that will pop up. It's this big green M. That's what you're looking for. And we're going to start in this app. So now, step number one is you have to select the element that you want it to morph. So if you want the text, if you want the florals, whichever, you have to select, and there has to be that purple bounding box around what you want this app to morph. So we'll just start with a text that says, "You're so golden," and then we will go from there. So now that we have selected this, and you need to make sure, if you all noticed, I moved this and that the bounding box was around it. And if you look over here, the feather was in there. So if you move something, make sure you always go back and make sure that purple bounding box is around what you want it to morph. And now you can, couple things. Two, you can either describe what you want it to morph it into, or you can choose from an example that they have down here below. So like I said earlier, it doesn't have to just be gold foil balloons or gold foil. You can do kind of anything you want. And what I want you to start out with before you, if you want to play around with it and start typing in the descriptions, that is fine. But click on one of these examples and then you can look and see what prompt it is giving it.
Right.
So for this one, for example, it says inflatable reflective gold foil party balloons. So that is a little bit longer of a prompt, or if we go over here to pumpkin, it just says Halloween pumpkin, there's wood, intricate wood carving, flowers, fill it with clusters of flower with a detailed leafy background. So you can really play around with this and make it what you want. This one literally just says the word pretzel.
Wow.
It just says pretzel. The next one says colorful, playful, inflatable balloon animals. That would be interesting. So let's just start out with the gold foil inflatable balloons. And then I'm going to show you what it does. Now Kelly asked, do you have to do one at a time? Yes, Kelly, you do have to do one at a time. And after you choose or you type in what you want it to look like, you're gonna come down here and you're gonna select Magic Morph. Now, what it's gonna do is AI is going to start generating 4 different images that you can choose from. I want to be clear though, once you choose that image, you can't go back and edit, especially if it's text, you can't go back and edit the text. So just keep that in mind. And as I was playing around with this and we were coming up with our ideas for this week, I did notice that sometimes some of the ones you get are not as good as others. So I'm gonna go ahead and come down here and add a page so we don't get so clustered. And I wanna show you all 4 of these, and I'm gonna blow them up so we can see them really, really well. So if we choose this first one, and let me actually change the background of this so that we can see it a little bit better. I think we can see it. So like this one, when you're zooming in, to me, this looks just like gold foil balloons.
Oh, 1000%.
Like that is exactly what it looks like.
Like I'm thinking like designing like a really easy birthday card, graduation card, like
right.
Come on.
Now for some reason it clicked off of my 4. I was gonna choose all 4, but if that happens, just generate it again. Now there is a good chance that it's going to generate, the look is gonna be a little bit different. So just know that it's there, but it may still look different. So we've got this one. This one looks a little different, so let's choose it. Yeah, so this one is just a tad bit different. You can see like the light's reflecting it at a different angle. The gold is a little different. I don't like this one as much as the first one. So you do just have to be kind of selective on what you choose. Take a look at all of them and then choose which one you like. I think I'm just gonna go with the original. I think I'm just gonna go with this one. Like, I think this looks good. And this would be a great way to create graphics. Even if you don't wanna cut it out as a sticker, this would be a really good way to create like a virtual party invitation or online graphics, and we can play around with that again. So let's come back up here and let's look at some other prompts that we can use. So I'm gonna duplicate this page, or I don't want to duplicate. I just want to add another page, which is that one at the end. So we are going to, and before we move off of this, if for some reason you do not like the 4 that have been choosing, you can select create again, and it's going to generate you 4 new results. So if we go back and let's say we just want, let's do silver. Somebody said, can you do different ones? So let's do silver reflective foil balloons and see what kind of result we get. Silver reflective foil balloons.
Yeah, love it.
And let's do it in let's just do the feather, because I don't think we need something that says you're so golden in silver balloons reflective. Let's change that. No, I don't want, I just need to add an L. I don't need Grammarly right now.
I love it.
So we are going to morph our silver. We're gonna morph our feather, change this black, come back to our apps. Oh, that's why, because I clicked off of that, darn. Okay, select this, silver reflective party balloons.
Yes.
Silver foil. Let's do that. Silver foil reflective party balloon.
Like, this AI is like insane.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just doing the Lord's work. Like, it's hard to even fathom what it's doing, you know?
Okay, so as this is generating, I'm gonna scroll down to my next page right here. And then we will see what it generates. I'm not sure what it will do, but you know what? We're gonna find out together. So you can see it's kind of like, this one looks, Nope. It's not giving the same effect. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Let's do this. I'm gonna select the M, but I'm gonna just change the word gold to silver. So inflatable, reflective, silver foil party balloons.
Love it.
Instead of gold. Magic Morph It.
So good.
This should get it right. See, that's the thing with AI is you have to be very, very specific with your prompts or you are not going to get the results that you want. So keep that in mind. You just have to be aware of your prompts. I mean, the one that just said pretzel works, so why can't silver reflective balloons work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so can we just address this? Like, it's so fascinating. We're like, why does this AI not work? Like, AI is incredible, but like, in a way, it still has a very long way to go.
It does.
Like, in a unique way. Like, it's fun to like think about it now, because like soon, y'all think about this. AI is just gonna get smarter and smarter, right? And then it's just gonna be like, we're gonna think back at the times we've told it very specific details and we didn't get what we wanted.
I know. I just don't
like this is the not,
silver
this
is looking blue to me.
Yeah, this isn't silver. You know what I mean? So crazy.
Janine said, I'm confused. Can you do this in the free version? Janine, no, you cannot. We did address that at the top of the show.
Yes.
So this is a pro feature only.
And this helps you guys, like even if you are, for example, let's say you're somebody here that doesn't have pro. This training is just as relevant to help you understand like if this is something you are missing out on, you want to have, or you're like, hey, this doesn't even work all that great. I don't even miss out. Like I'm not even missing out. Like this is whatever you make it to be, right? We're just giving you the options this week, just to clarify. I think a lot of people like assume that this boot camp's goal was to just be a beginner boot camp. We actually saved that for the program, right? Mm-hmm. So we're saving a lot of that for the program. We wanted this boot camp to be inspiring about the possibilities of learning Canva.
Yes.
And I think like the gold balloons is a great example of that. So
I just want to try this pretzel effect personally. Like it literally just used the word pretzel.
Love it.
I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna see what it does. This is what this whole thing was. We're just pretzel. Mm-hmm. Pretzel. We're gonna see.
Oh, I'm excited to see the pretzel.
We're gonna see what Magic Morph does.
Magic Morph is making a sticker sheet.
Tara says, "I love the blue, but it's like AI is colorblind."
Yes, Tara, exactly.
Not only is AI sometimes colorblind, but they cannot do hands at all.
Love it, love it, love it.
So
that's true. They cannot do hands. Oh, the pretzel.
Honestly, that's pretty
it's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Zoom in. Let's show everybody.
Let me bring it down here.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like it on the black.
Me either.
Let's come back up here. Let's just add a page. That's white.
So good.
Bring this down. Like that's pretty cool. I mean, when you zoom in, you can tell it's AI generated, but oh man. I kind of like that one, I think.
Yeah.
The second one.
Mm-hmm. I like that it's also like a pretzel, but it's also like a balloon.
I know.
So awesome.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So there's lots of different things that you can do. One thing that you can do is, let's say you liked, let's see, we'll come down here. Let's say you liked this, but you wanted it to be a little bit more, you didn't want it, let's say you wanted rose gold, or we could even try for silver. Okay, look, if you have pro, I have an idea. We're gonna try something out. So we're gonna go to share. Because we know that the gold balloons work, but let's say you want silver. If you go to share, we go to download. We're gonna download this as a PNG with a transparent background. This is a very important that if you want to change the color of the golden, we're gonna try to make it silver. I'm not gonna promise you that this is gonna work, but I have an idea. We're gonna download this, okay? We're gonna add another page. We'll change the color.
Also, I have another request after you're done doing this.
Okay.
Christine is curious about chocolate chip cookies, and now I'm curious too.
Okay.
We're just going to a bunch of food. Y'all, this is, I mean, imagine a Cookie Monster themed party. We're trying to do the Lord's work. Why pay for a Canva party template when you could build your own? Right? Come on, y'all.
Oh, so cool. I forgot to select single page. That's what what my issue was. Okay. So we have the You're So Golden. We have downloaded, because first of all, if you can do this app, then you have Pro and you can remove the background.
Yes.
So now we have it here. Let me change my background again back to black for this one. Just because I want to take this image, I want to go to Edit Image, and I want to go to Adjust. We're going to go to Adjust.
Okay.
I'm going to take the temperature. Oh, that's giving me rose gold.
Ooh, it looks gold from my angle, so I trust you.
Hold on.
But as you've learned this week, when you sit at this angle, you see totally different things.
You do see different things from that angle. This is definitely giving rose gold right now. Let me bring the temperature.
This is so crazy. I literally am just seeing better and better gold.
Like, you can bring the brightness down a little bit. What I wanted to do, though, is we're trying to make it silver.
Also, just letting you guys know, you're scooping up these seeds.
That's it. I knew it was going to work.
Yay!
When you bring the vibrance and the saturation down, it looks silver. So if you want to, you can take the, do it with the gold foil balloons, because we know that works. Download it as a PNG with a transparent background, okay? And then re-upload it, go to Edit Image. It's going to come up, when you hit Edit Image, first of all, it's going to come up right here. Don't get confused. Look at your top toolbar here. You have Effects, Adjust, and Crop.
So fun.
Go to Adjust. You can play around with it. Like, that's bringing the whites up is going to make it look a lot more silver.
Ooh, I'm loving this.
You can even bring let's see, that doesn't change it. Like, that just gives it more of a 3D-ish effect, but you can take the black down and then move the saturation all the way out of it. It's going to make it silver.
Love it.
Okay?
Love it.
So.
Okay, now that you talked about that, can we do something with the cookie?
Okay, we're going back to the cookie.
Someone said we must be hungry. Y'all, I was just talking about, guys, imagine this. Imagine a seafood buffet right now. Like, I'm really not even that hungry, but I just imagine, like, it's beginning to feel like summer here.
What do we want to turn into a cookie?
I don't know.
Do you want to turn an image, or do you want to turn a word into a cookie?
After seeing the pretzel,
let's just turn Tanner into a cookie.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, cool.
We're having so much fun with this tool. Guys, I did not expect to enjoy this tool, and I think this is part of the fun. Like, learning Canva, if anything, my thesis of this week has been Canva is so much more than Cricut Design Space. Like, that's my thesis. That is my, not to say it's better than Cricut. It's just so different. Like, the things that we've done almost, Lauren, let's think of one day this week that we used. I mean, my class could have been sliced out and used patterns, but we also customized some patterns in Canva, which was really fun.
I'm so glad you mentioned your class, because I meant to show you guys yesterday. These are not good. What is this? What is this? What am I looking at?
You're looking at... Stop.
That doesn't look like a chocolate chip cookie.
Okay, it looks like a cookie that has, like, snow on it.
It doesn't look like that either.
Okay, I digress. Divert the Yeah, we're good. We're good. Abort.
Abort mission.
Abort mission.
I do want to try it with the wood, like the intricate wood carving.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so back to my thesis, and then Lauren has something she wants to share, which is going to be so good.
Yes.
My thesis of this entire week is really sharing with you guys, like a broader picture. Like, yes, I love having Canva as a back pocket tool for files and design, but as you've learned this week, Canva's so much more. So I really want to challenge you to level up. You know, Bobby just said, got my bundle today. I was on the fence, but design has been my goal this year. This is such a robust program at an amazing price. Exactly, Bobby. Yes. So good. That's our goal. Like, our goal is to help you have fun with it, help learn what you want to do. So I want to challenge you to challenge yourself to level up this year and have fun in Canva too, which is what we're doing in our curriculum. So feel free to join. This wood is not giving either. Maybe it's my name. Maybe it's, okay, Lauren, this is giving airbrushed beach shirt.
Very much so. I honestly do think that the gold for some reason works better than the rest of them. Yeah. But you could even do like, let's say we choose this and we do gold glitter. Mm-hmm. Like, it's going to morph this into something like it's if you don't want the inflated balloon look, but you want the gold foil. Like gold glitter, gold foil are the words you're going to use, and for some reason it just does really well. Kim, I did also like the wood. I think it would look so much better with something else, like a different font or a different word. Or if you had like one big letter that you wanted to put everything around. See, like this one looks really funky to me. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not digging it. Actually, I'm not really digging any of them, but I digress. One thing that you can do let's say you've created something like this, and this is if you're doing graphics for social media, things like that, or if you're wanting to print like an invitation, one thing I would suggest is coming over here to your elements. So a couple things that you can do is once you've done that, you can add elements around this. So you see I had the gold glitter coming down from the top. I even added some like little twinkle stars to the words. Or if you wanted to do it in silver, we'll just come down here and let's do silver accents.
Ooh.
Silver.
Love it.
Let's do silver glitter. I think that's what I want. Silver glitter. Oh, this. Except clearly it shouldn't say you're so golden.
Or should it?
But like, look at this. And we'll bring this one to the front right here. And then we'll do silver twinkle stars. Silver twinkle. We'll just do silver twinkle. I don't know. Nah. Silver star. Let's try that. I want like an actual like twinkle star.
I know, right?
Like the gold one. Huh.
That is one of the, I don't want to say troubles, but there's so many, options.
Let's just type in twinkle star.
Yeah, so good.
Yes.
Can you change the gold to silver like you did with text? Yes. You would have to export it, things like that.
So whether it is like an image or whatever, you would have to export it, bring it back in, and then you would have to edit. Because if you don't, let's say we edit here, it just takes me back to Magic Morph. It doesn't give me the option to edit because it is not a PNG image. It came straight from that AI software. So to be able to truly edit the image, you then have to go to share. Like I said, you have to download it as a PNG with a transparent background, and that means you're gonna have to re-upload it into Canva, and then you can edit and change that gold to silver by taking out the saturation and the tint, okay?
Love it.
Use the silver words except for so lots of different things that you can do. What I wanted to talk to you all about with Tanners from the other day.
Tell us.
Is we're gonna change this back to white. There is another app that you can do almost the same thing that we did. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
What is the name of the app? Where's my phone? Give me 2 seconds.
Back to
us doing what we did on Wednesday, except for using an app.
Okay.
So first thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to select the picture or image that you want to be behind your words, that you want your words to kind of be knocked out. We're just gonna go with this beautiful landscape image here, okay? From there, you're gonna come back to your apps. You're going to type in font frame. So after you type in font frame, it's this one with the A on it. You're going to select that. We want to use selected image, and then you're gonna type in your text. Now, you don't have to use this font. If you come over here to settings, you can choose what font that you want. Now, I don't think that you can use any font that's in Canva. I think they are very limited. But when I say very limited, it's not very. I want you to look at all of these fonts that you can choose from with this app. Like, honestly, some of these apps are limited in what they can do. This to me is a great, like, I love that there are so many options of fonts for this one. So we'll just randomly pick one. And then what you're gonna do is you can choose your alignment. If you want it centered, right, or left, right. You can choose your outline thickness if you want to outline. If you don't, you can choose your letter spacing here. We can come back to image and text, and we can change your words down here under text. So we'll just type in Lauren, fine. Settings, letter spacing, we'll space it. You can space it out a little more. You can bring it all together, whatever you want. Outline thickness, up or down. If you have multiple lines, you can do your line spacing as well. We are going to use the selected image. You can see here that you can also scale your image if you just want more of the skyline, if you want it to be part of the floral.
So this is such a fun tool. I love this.
Yes, let's just go back with Hello World, because I feel like this is going to get a lot of this image, and let's scale it down like that. We're gonna come back to our settings. I want it to be centered.
Kelly, you do not have to be a member to take this program. I recommend people being members just because we have so much more training. But you don't have to be.
Add to the
Lauren,
design.
this looks like $1 million bucks. Who are you?
I mean,
where did you find this tool?
Me. I'm just me.
I'm just me.
I'm just me.
I love it.
So,
is this an app in Canva? Yes. Or do you have to download it into Canva?
No, it's already there. If you come over here to the left-hand side where it says apps, if you just select that, type in font frame, this is the app that we're using. However, I will say, like I said, I suggest you don't have to start with the image that you want in the background. You can actually upload it. You can choose from your computer whatever file you want. So you can choose file, or you can search in your elements. Like I've just typed in landscapes, and if you come down here to photos, you can see all of these photos of landscapes. You can choose one. And then like this one is beautiful. That would be a good one to have behind some text. Yes. You can then go back to your apps, and you can select font frame, and you can use selected image. And you see it gives you a preview.
Listen, if you're getting this as like the goal to design imagine doing this with sublimation shirts.
Oh, like, yes.
Imagine doing this with your Christmas cards. Imagine doing this for your gift tags. Imagine like, you are going to have so much fun.
Yes, so much you can do with this.
If you click this video, you're probably wondering, how do I get myself from a beginner Canva designer to a pro Canva designer in the shortest amount of time possible? Well, today I'm going to take you through some simple things that you probably already do in Canva and show you a few ways that you can really level up your Canva designing. So let's get right into it. All right, so for today's video, we're gonna actually be using a t-shirt design concept to kind of reiterate all of these techniques that we are wanting to teach you all. So typically whenever you get into Canva and you've got a t-shirt in mind, you probably have some sort of idea of what design you wanna use. So let's say for today's purposes, we're gonna use this skull with flowers. Now Canva has tons of different skull options. You could go through here, pick your favorite. This one I think is gonna work perfectly for all of the techniques I wanna show you guys today. So truthfully, we could take this design and put it on a t-shirt and then be good to go. Like this could be the entire design. But what I'm wanting to teach you all is how to take a basic function of Canva and use it to elevate your designs. And so what I mean by this is instead of just taking a beautiful image such as this one, we can do things like adding text, coordinating colors, and things along those lines to really elevate the design. So what we're gonna do first is go ahead and shrink this down. I'm gonna add a text box to start. So let's pop over here to this left panel and we're going to add a text box. Now, if you do not trust yourself with font combinations or selecting fonts, they're gonna give you some suggested ones over here, which I highly recommend. They always have some really top-notch font pairings. We also have font pairings within our membership for Makers Gonna Learn. So if you're already an existing member, you have access to that font pairing resource in your dashboard. If you are not a member, you can click the link below and become a member for only $1. So that's just an option for you guys, but you can look through these ones that they offer you already, or you can simply come up here and add a text box and add in whatever text you would like. So we're gonna start with some sort of saying that kind of goes with the vibe of the design. So we're gonna go with the bachelorette theme, Till Death Do Us Party. Since this is kind of a little morbid, but like super cute and girly, I feel like that fits perfect. So Till Death Do Us, we're gonna put that at the top and we'll put party at the bottom, I think. So we're going to just kind of spread that out. Now, obviously Canva Sans, don't let us ever catch you using Canva Sans on its own. There are so many beautiful fonts out there. One thing that I always stress to people is picking fonts is so important in making a good, solid design. Staying with things like Canva Sans or just a basic Arial font is really not the elevated vibe that we're going for, okay? So let's think wedding, we're thinking girly, pretty, something maybe a little bit romantic even. Let's just try a couple out until something feels right. So this one is called Aston Script. So this font is definitely giving the vibe that I want it to give. And I'm gonna go ahead and add party down here at the bottom. And already that's just a no for me. The font we were working with was really just not giving us the vibe. So let's do this, Till Death Do Us Party. And I'm going to shrink this down a little bit and then we're gonna add Lauren's Batch Bash, and then we can put the date underneath it, 2024. Okay. So you're like, yeah, I added text, like this is great. This looks great. I'm gonna give you guys a few pointers. So first of all, we just did the font in black. One of the first things that you can do to make your designs cohesive is add in colors from the images that you're using so that everything ties together. So depending on what type of image you use, you're gonna be able to pull colors off of that image. So what you're gonna do is select your text, and then from there, we're going to go up here to this text color, and then hit this add sign. Now, sometimes you'll see recommended colors and it will pull colors out of the image depending on if it's a PNG or an SVG. We're gonna go in and hand select our colors off of this image. So I'm gonna hit add new color, and then you can see there's a color dropper tool. So we're gonna click that, and then you're gonna get this little bubble. So you can hover over all of these colors and select one that is in the image that's gonna coordinate perfectly. I'm thinking this dark purple is probably the best bet. I'm gonna get down here in the darkest shadowed purple area because I want my text to be pretty dark. I'm gonna select that, and you can see it automatically changes our text to the same color. And then you can come down here, go to your text color, and it's gonna be right there, so you can select it again, and we're gonna do the same thing for 2024. So it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but really, in my opinion, this already made this look a lot more cohesive and a lot more professional. Sometimes just adding color can be super helpful to making designs look complete, but something that we like to do around here at Makers Gonna Learn is take our text and incorporate text effects. So whenever you select your text, what you can do is select these arrows that go right over here, and you're gonna get all of these effects. Now, depending on if you're in the new Canva or the old Canva, these may be located in a slightly different area, but for the glow up, for the Canva glow up, they're gonna be located to your right. So we're gonna hit see all, and it's gonna bring all of these up for us. Now, if you scroll down, you're gonna see this curve shape. We like to use this one a lot. I'm kind of wary using it on script fonts because sometimes it just doesn't look right, but we're just gonna be adding in a subtle curve, okay? So nothing crazy. We just want it to be slightly curved. Another thing you wanna make sure that you're doing whenever you're curving text is that it's centered in the middle of the text box. So let's go back, and we're going to make sure that the alignment is to the center and not to the left or to the right. And then sometimes you can see there's a little bit of a gap over here, and to the eye, this is looking a little bit uneven. So what I do is just take this little rotation and just barely tilt it to the side. And even though our bounding box is crooked, it makes your text look a little bit straighter. Now that we've curved our text over the skull, I'm looking at the Lauren's Batch Bash, and I feel like I need to pair this with another font. So I'm gonna change this font to probably a serif or a sans serif font. So let's go ahead and come up here to our text and see what we can find that's gonna pair nicely. Now, I used the calligraphy category before, but let's go to some more. Let's go to either sans serif or serif. I particularly like sans serif because they look a little bit more modern, but since that Death Do Us Party is a little bit more old school, it may not be the way to go. We'll look and see what we can find and then go from there. Now, if you guys think that I'm speaking another language, I am speaking on different types of fonts. So serif, sans serif, script, those are all different types of fonts. And we go over this in detail in our Canva course. This is a course that we have put together that goes into detail on everything you need to know in Canva, takes all these things we're talking about in this video and breaks it down into digestible pieces for you guys to learn Canva quickly and efficiently without having to go all over YouTube to try to find videos to learn yourself. So not only does the course have videos that you can use, but it also has homework assignments, so you're gonna actually get to put it to practice, as well as other resources within the course. So lots of fun stuff there. I'm gonna put a link below for you guys. If you're curious about that, you can click on the link and you can go and see all of the details there. And we've got a special price that's going on right now. If you guys click that link, you're gonna get access to that special pricing. As of today, we have not even released the course, so you're gonna be one of the first people to be in it. It's gonna release on June 4th, and it's gonna be super exciting, so we cannot wait to see you guys inside there. So we actually ended up going with a serif font. I think this is super cute, and I'm gonna shrink this down just a little bit. And then for 2024, I want to match it to the Lauren's Batch Bash because it's kind of hard to read and I want it to be a little bit more prominent. So something that you can do, rather than clicking on this, trying to get the font type, trying to get the size of the font correctly, you can actually click on this Lauren's Batch Bash and hit Control or Command, and we're going to go to Copy Style and then select the 2024, and it's gonna pop it into the exact dimensions of the other font. So everything looks super cohesive. Now that we have our design done, I'm gonna select everything. We're gonna go to Position, and then we're gonna align it to center. This is gonna make sure everything is perfectly lined up. You need to be doing this at the end of every single design, making sure that everything is all the way in line. Now, let's talk about making our designs pop. So this looks really good. Imagine it's on a white or a black t-shirt, but I feel like it's still just not completely done. So what I like to do sometimes is add a background element. And when I say background, I don't mean the entire background, but just something for everything to kind of mesh it together. So what I'm gonna do is come over here to, and I'm gonna type in color swatch, or you can do paint swatch, watercolor swatch. I'm gonna actually type in watercolor. And it's gonna give us quite a few different graphics. Now, if you don't see something that you like, play around with your search terms until you do get something that fits better. So let's go with this purple watercolor. I'm going to click on position if it's not already open, and we're gonna send this to the back. Now it's a little bit heavy, a little bit dark. So I'm gonna shrink it down first of all. And then I'm gonna go up here to my transparency and bump that down as well. This is something that I like to use a lot when I'm designing to kind of lighten up any areas that may be a little bit too dense in color, because I wanna use that purple, but I don't want it to be so dark and overwhelming. We don't want our background elements to outshine the design in front of them. So I think that this is adorable. I am obsessed. Once you all have created a design that you love, obviously you can export this as a PNG, print and cut it on your Cricut, print it out, use it for DTF transfers, whatever your heart desires. But I really wanted to show you all that you can take these basic concepts you may or may not have already known in Canva and translate them into a slightly more elevated design technique, such as taking the colors out of the images you're using, adding text effects. These are just small things that you can implement today to really get to that Canva Pro status that you have been searching for. So if you guys like this video and you're like, I want to know more, I need to learn more about Canva, like I said earlier in the video, we do have the Canva course that is going to be launching in just a few days when this video comes out, and we are going to give you guys a special price. So make sure to click the link below and you're going to get access to that price. We really would love for you guys to be a part of that community. Y'all, this is all new. Canva just updated, so everything is brand new, ready to go, ready for you guys to learn, and we cannot wait to see you over there. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you're notified every single time that we post, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Many of my clients are too scared to sell their crafts because they fear success, while the other half of my clients are constantly fearing the failure that can happen when they put themselves out there and sell their crafts. Today, I'm going to have the discussion about why I think selling digital products is the easiest and best way for you to really figure out how to make money online, and how I transitioned from selling my crafts to selling digital products as well. If you're interested in turning your hobby into your job, go ahead and check out my free class down below. It's a recording on demand that you can watch right away as soon as you sign up with your email. When you go through and you compare being able to sell your crafts versus selling digital products, what you first come to the realization of is that the expenses are so much, right? When you are making and selling your crafts, the expenses add up really, really quickly, whether it is adding a new machine, adding new material just to make one order, or not really being able to figure out what you're wanting to work on and be able to sell. It's very important that if you're selling your crafts, you know what you make and you know what you don't make. Unfortunately, what I find with most people is it's really hard for them to set their boundaries of what they make, because most of us are operating in a scarcity mindset. When we are presented with the opportunity to sell our craft, we feel like we have to sell it, right? Because most of us feel like the next opportunity is so far away. But what happens here is we get so scattered, we get so many expenses that we don't really have a lot of profit. We could be 6 months, 8 months, 9 months down the road, and we're still not making a profit, but we're extremely busy. We have money coming in, but even before it's came in, we've already spent it. And that's what was happening to me time and time again after selling my crafts. So if you look at where I'm at today, the business I have today, where I sell digital products, courses, and have a membership, it was very strategic. It was very intentional. And what I want to share today is the gap between where you're at and where you want to be. Because you're not going to get to where you want to be without deciding and having extreme belief in where you want to be before you get there. What it looks like is saying no to opportunity, to decide that the money that is presented to you is not always the money you want to make, and so much more. The biggest question I get when people get on board of like, yes, Tanner, I understand I need to have a digital product, right? the biggest question people come to me and say is, Tanner, how do you actually sell digital items? And what's so funny is what I love to say back to them really confuses people. So if I was coaching you, if you were here in the office, I would say, oh, you create free content and you give your best teaching away for free. And then people get really confused. They get all tore up and they're like, wait, you're going to tell me that I have to give all my knowledge away for free, and then I'm going to build a digital product that's teaching it better or different, and somehow this is all going to work. And I'm like, yes, that's the secret. If you are here and you really want to understand how digital products and digital creation makes money, it's through also digital products, but you have to attract an audience that wants to buy from you. Of course, you can run ads. There's all sorts of ways to do it differently, but the easiest way and the way that I grew my business was being able to create free pieces of content just like this video online, and then be able to offer to help people more through my digital product. And one thing I want to offer to you is, instead of thinking of yourself as a service provider or getting paid just on dollar or hours for dollars, that transaction, what if you were paid on value? What if you were paid every single time that someone got value out of something you created, right? I was recently teaching a class and I had someone at the class that was all about decorating and helping people, upgrade their home as a decorator, right? This decorator has helped hundreds of clients. She has a process. But what she's doing is doing the same exact process every single day individually for her clients. If you are a service-based provider, say I gave you hundreds of new clients, thousands of new clients. There's no way for most service providers you could serve them all. You would cap out. There's a certain number that every service-based business can handle before they have to say no. One thing that I love about digital products that's different than selling one-off craft projects or acting as a service provider is that as you grow your business, your expenses stay pretty much the same. So you're not having to leverage buying a lot of t-shirts, a lot of supplies, and hoping that you'll be able to make and sell it in the future. It's very easy to scale up, scale down, and have fluctuation. I love to give this example of being able to turn what you're doing as a service into a process and a program, right? Because once you've turned your knowledge into a program or a process, you have now productized your knowledge, the way that you do it, the way that you explain it. And that is how you're going to get paid for the value you put into the world after you are able to create content, grow an audience. That's how you get paid, right? It's so much more fun than having to constantly go after and wait for someone to come to you to order another shirt or do another order. If you're like, Tanner, I don't have a process, I don't have a business, no problem. All you need to do is think about solving people's problem. For me in 2017, I was like, oh, I know how to use a Cricut and it's the best skill I have. Notice I didn't say I was the best. Notice I didn't say there weren't people that were better at it than me. I just simply said, that's what I know the best. So if you can solve a problem, like teaching people how to use a machine, help get a transformation, if you can help solve someone's problem, guess what? You could help them through a digital product. And that's what I really want you to think about. Almost every single person, if they have a desire, and most people that are watching this video and that find my work have a desire to serve people, have a desire to reach more people and to make a greater impact, to increase their income, but ultimately to serve more people, right? That's why most of us are here doing the work that we do. So you have something that you know you can help people do. And that's what you need to really focus in on, is the process or the problem that you can solve best. If you have an existing audience, if you have someone to sell to right now, Figure out one problem that you can help them with right now and start offering to sell a $27 class. Say, hey, 3 weeks from now at 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, on this date, I'm going to teach a class to solve this problem for $27. If you're interested, Venmo me $27. You don't even have to build a sales page or anything like that. You just need to prove to yourself that you can get paid for creating value and knowledge into the world through what you know instead of the time or any other variable. What's so fun is after you learn to sell a very low ticket offer like $17, $27, and you learn to sell that really well, what you'll see is that you have way more confidence selling your education, right? To pivot from being a service provider or not having a business at all to learning to sell just a low ticket $17, $27 digital product, what's going to happen is you're going to have a pool of clients that love you. You're going to have a whole group of people that have paid you, had a great result, and want to work with you more. That's where I think you have the lowest hanging fruit of launching a membership. I wanted to share with you just a few numbers to help you really articulate how much money you could make with such few clients. Because one of the things that I teach on and coach on often is we're not trying to sell every single person that watches our free content, right? We are looking for that ideal client, that right person that we can make the greatest impact serving. So if you wanted to make $40,000 broken down by how many members paying you different monthly fees for your service, your coaching, your knowledge, anything like that, here are those numbers to make $40,000 a year, which I think is almost a typical salary here in America. So at $20 a month, you need 166 members. At $37 a month, you only need 90. And at $47 a month, you only need 70. Those numbers, while they may feel large and they may feel, a lot, right? Especially if that's your goal, guess what? You can't disagree that they aren't manageable and achievable, whether or not you give yourself a short time period to hit that goal or you allow yourself to have a ton of time to go after it. If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to show up and provide free value online, build a community on your favorite social media platform. I've seen people do this on TikTok. I've helped a guy grow a huge social media following and launch a membership all about dunking basketball. I've helped paper crafters. I've helped parents that coach. She coaches parents of children of autism, and she has a huge Instagram audience. You can just pick whatever platform you want. I've went with YouTube. Pick your favorite platform, grow an audience, doing what you love, teaching your passion, and then create a product around it. After you hit a certain amount of followers or you've been doing it for a certain amount of time, and just see what happens. Let me tell you, if you are in it for the long haul, if you're willing to build a business, you are going to have so much fun learning this process, because when you love what you do, guess what? You never work a day in your life. I wanted to make this video to help break some thoughts and just help inspire you and help paint a picture of what it could be like to really go all in on pivoting and going all in online. You could serve more people, you could make more money, and you could have a greater impact into the world, which I think if you're watching this video, that's what you're about to do. And that's what you are after doing. So here's what you can do. I put together a full class. It is at the first link down below. Go check out that class, get registered, and you can watch that whole process. If you pick up what I put down in my 5S framework in that training, book a call with someone on my team, and you can apply to work with me inside of my highest touch program, the Less Hustle, More Profit Accelerator. We don't accept everyone into the program, so watch the training first. Make sure you understand who we're looking for, what the best client is, and if you think that you would benefit from the program, apply, book a call with my team. All right? I am so excited. I want to have a conversation with you. This may be a new concept that you've never even thought about for you and yourself and your business. Drop me a comment down below. I would love to talk to you in the comments. I'll be down there answering any of your questions. All right. I've grew a membership to over 10,000 monthly clients. So if you want to learn from me, if you have any questions about it, go ahead and drop me a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.